All right. Alexia, Rochelle, come up.
We were just going to do this plea a couple weeks ago, and Your Honor,
You don't have to say anything else.
Okay,
If
okay.
it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I mean, Miss Rochelle, you're old enough to understand that actions have consequences. And then when you do this, this is a lifetime action, You cannot come back in this future and say, you know what, I changed my mind. I've got buyer's remorse. I want to return it like I want to go to Target. Once you plead guilty, that's it. Goes on your record. And there are consequences. You get pulled over, an officer is going to see this. You have the smell of alcohol, you got the smell of dope. What's going to happen? You have to be conscious. And what we're doing today, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeals, is what I was saying, that once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty? You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. But like I'm telling you, this can be used to enhance punishment in the future. From now on, you will be looking at a second DWI if you pick one up. And from now on, it's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine, not to mention a minimum of 30 days. Do you understand? All right. How did you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, and I'm going to sentence you to the 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, ma'am. Do not drive until you get a license. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is DWI is extremely big business in the state of Texas. And when you pick up a DWI, there are surcharges in the amount of around $3,000. If you have a 0.15 or above, it's $4,500 that you owe. And if you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. Do you understand? On a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So you pick up a second DWI, you could be looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees when you walk out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is one button on a phone, one button, wherever you want to go, they'll take you wherever. You understand? Where do we go from here? As far as surcharges and
Ms. Rochelle's currently not working. She just got evicted from her apartment actually, and we'll be moving back to Arkansas, back home. So we have to have surcharges.
Are you working?
No, I recently lost my vehicle, so I'm not able to get to work, which is why I recently got evicted, which is why I can't do the PTI. So I have to, got the letter.
Are your folks around? Okay, go back. Go back. There's nothing wrong. When I graduated law school, I was what, 30s? I went back to my folks. I lived with my folks until I saved money, a ton of money, and I was to be able to get something else. There's nothing wrong with it. Go back, get on your feet, and be the best person you can. But that's what it's about. There's nothing wrong with going back to live at your house. Really. I did it, and we all do it, All right, I'll waive your surcharges. I'll waive the court costs. You're not going to go anything when you roll out here. The only thing that we ask of you is think before you act. Think before you speak, because God forbid you make some kind of mistake that's so catastrophic that you can't go back to mom and dad. All right.
Weapons for bond commission.
Don't worry about it, because we're monitoring him for no alcohol.
Yes, Judge.
Right.
Judge, you said no firearms or weapons?
Yeah. No alcohol, no drugs, random UAs, no contact, no going back to the house in question. I think that's it. Ms. Okafor, I have your client in the box. So if you want to do PC, you have an arraignment, right?
Yes.
So let me just do this and we can get you, okay? What's the name?
Guidry on
Got
page
it.
7.
All right, good morning, Ms. Guidry. Ms. Guidry, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
On December 7th, 2024, at approximately 2:35 a.m., the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle. After observing it stopped at a light with the right turn indicator on, but the vehicle not moving. The light cycled 2 more times to green, but the vehicle did not move. Upon making contact with the vehicle, the officer observed the defendant, the driver, and a passenger to both be asleep, and the passenger had an open liquor container on her lap. The vehicle was in drive, and the defendant's foot was on the brake pedal. The defendant eventually woke up after continuous attempts to wake the defendant and the passenger. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage on the defendant's breath and person. The defendant admitted to drinking 3 Hurricanes and 2 Amarettos, and standard field sobriety tests were performed. HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 7 out of 8, one leg stand 4 out of 4. The GIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.107 and 0.103.
Got it. Ms. Guidry, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Does she have a Texas driver license?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance in your name. This is a condition of your bond. If you violate these conditions, then you will go to jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. Likewise, you test positive for drugs or alcohol, illegal drugs or alcohol. It's not going to go well. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Tell me, what do you do for a living?
I am a CPA.
You're a CPA. How much money do you make a month?
How much money I make a month? I want to say like 8. I'm not.
8,000?
Yeah, I'm not.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Are you 8,000 a month? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. What are you talking about?
But this is
You're
embarrassing.
killing it. No, it's all right. Look, let's not say it again any further. You need a lawyer to represent you. Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll get you with Felicia for your bond conditions. You really make that kind of money, Mo? Doing that?
Exactly. I'm aiming to
Oh,
something, but almost.
you work full time?
No.
Can you afford a lawyer?
I can.
Okay. We'll give you time. If you ever have any issues, come back, talk to us, and then we can always go further, whether you need an appointed lawyer or not. Okay. So I'm just, communication is key. I need you to talk to me, and then we can, if you need, we can appoint your lawyer if you have any problems out there. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So understand this, though. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI. So don't wait. Get on it quick. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.